Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. Today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about correcting your binges. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. Okay, I'm getting continual questions from people, even though I've covered this a bit in the past in a Q&A, and I'm going to cover it in a lot more detail today. But a lot of people keep asking me, hey, what do I do about my binge? If I binge, should I go on a 24-hour fast, a 36-hour fast? Should I eat just 500 calories the next day and do a bunch of cardio? Now, this video is intended for the layperson. This is not going to be for contest prep. If you are binging and you're in the middle of contest prep, you might want to discuss it with your contest prep coach. And if you're binging and you don't have a contest prep coach, drop out of your show. Just drop it. You're not going to make it. You're fucked. You should have hired a contest prep coach if you knew that you were prone to binging during contest prep, who can help you sort your psychological issues and get you set up. You're already fucked. Drop out of your show. Or hire a coach now. And you might want to even reevaluate if you are psychologically cut out to compete in bodybuilding, because the vast majority of the population, even people who love to work out, are not psychologically cut out for competitive bodybuilding. And that's just the reality. Now, that aside, let's deal with binging for other people, because we're dealing with a psychological issue, not a physiological one here. And I would say for a lot of guys, it's time to, if you're binging, let's stop and really assess what your goals are first of all. Rather than try to fix your binge, let's discuss the problem here. For some people, the issue of binging is because they are trying to cut to an unrealistically low body fat and their body is telling them no, and so therefore they binge. So you need to step back and evaluate, what are your goals? Why are you trying to get leaner than where you are right now? And I see guys who go on 9% body fat and I want to get leaner. And my question to them becomes, well, what day is your photo shoot or your bodybuilding show? Because to drop below that purely for vanity, it's not worth it for 99.9% of people. Or the guys who go, well, I want to do it to get girls. Well, at 9% body fat, if you're not pulling girls, what really makes you think that a few more striations and veins are going to help? You've got bigger issues going on. And on top of that, I find that guys who are not injecting any exogenous testosterone into their body, when they get down to 5 or 6% body fat or even 7%, a pretty high percentage of guys lose their sex drive and or become impotent anyways due to their testosterone levels plummeting. So it begs the question of, you think you're going to pull more girls, but you won't be able to get a hard-on, so what good is it doing you? I would rather have sex at 9% body fat than be impotent at 6% body fat and have girls chasing me. I mean, stop and think this through, guys. So let's step back and look at the other psychological aspects. And for a lot of people, it's because they've got other issues going on. They are trying to follow a diet that is too strict, or they're trying to drop their calories too low. And most people who are cutting purely for vanity, you shouldn't have a time frame or a date. You shouldn't need to do some super large deficit. You can slow cut and take 6 months or a year, whatever it takes to reach your goal. And if you need to take downtime and diet breaks to let your mind rest, to get your metabolism back up, you can go ahead and do that. There's no need for you to try to cut super fast and then deal with binging and your metabolism slowing and losing muscle if you don't have a deadline, if you're cutting just for vanity. So keep the deficits reasonable. That's usually the biggest reason. People are going over a 20% deficit and then they're hungry all the time and they finally crack. And they binge and binge and binge and they go on a week-long binge sometimes. Well, it's because your diet is too restrictive on the calories. And it's the same thing with the clean eating thing. So you guys know I'm a flexible dieter, but I'm not telling people to go on diets of nothing but Pop-Tarts and cake or anything ludicrous, because it would be fucking moronic. To do that, you would develop everything from protein deficiencies to dietary deficiencies, and it would just be absurd. So just get that out of your heads that that's what I'm advocating. But if your diet is so restrictive that you can't get most of your calories from your chicken, broccoli, rice, oats, and other whole foods, which that's great. I think those things should comprise most of your diet. And you should be eating nutrient-dense food to get most of your calories. But if your diet is so restrictive that at the end of the day you don't have 300 to 500 calories left to play with to eat whatever pleasure foods that you're craving on a day-to-day basis, then your diet is too restrictive and you probably have developed something like orthorexia nervosa and you need psychological help. No diet for a non-professional bodybuilder or a non-professional fitness model should ever be so restrictive that you do not have 300 to 500 calories wiggle room to eat whatever crap you want at the end of the day. Period. If it does, then you need to reevaluate what you are doing, what you want out of your life, and why you are dieting or doing this, because you're not making a living off of it. And you're setting yourself up for unhealthy relationships with food. You're setting yourself up for binging. So I would say assess these problems. Why is your diet so restrictive that it's causing you to binge? What's wrong with your meal timing frequency? Something is wrong with your diet to cause you to binge. Fix that problem. Don't do something after the fact. Live with it. If you binge, do not try to correct it after the fact. Fix these other problems. And live with the fact that you binged, because what happens psychologically when you binge and then you deprive yourself immediately after to make up for the fact, you set yourself up for a negative psychological pattern. And you will actually binge again more often as a result of the pattern that you're establishing, because you're establishing a punishment and reward system in your brain, and you're setting yourself up through this, depriving yourself afterwards of wanting to binge again, and it's going to weigh on your mind, and you're setting yourself up to binge again in the future. When in reality, you need to just live with it. So what? You blew your diet for a week. You ate. You regained all of the fat that you lost from your last week of dieting, and you're all the way back where you started. Well, so what? You took a week off from your diet due to your binge. Fix the problems. Don't try to correct it after the fact. It's not like you have a deadline for a show or anything if you're cutting for vanity. Live with it. Don't set yourself up for future binging by establishing a negative psychological pattern. And that is what I would do about the binge. Don't fix it after the fact by using corrective measures that are going to screw you in the long run. Go back and reassess what you are doing, what your motivation is, how you're going about dieting so that you can prevent future binges. All right, guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you next time.